Hello everybody, my name's Star Raptor and I want to thank you guys for stopping by my channel today. I will be reviewing for you guys Flashpoint. Now this came out in 2011, I know it's a bit older, but the reason why I went back to this one is because I'm such a huge fan of The Flash on TV. It's on the CW in its third season. Now the first episode of season 3 was called Flashpoint, and it obviously took some influence from this graphic novel. So this graphic novel is comprised of 5 issues. It was a mini-series, and it was written by Jeff Johns with artwork by Andy Kubert as well as Sandra Hope. So I'm going to go into the plot a little bit, kind of tell you guys what this is about, but spoiler free of course. So basically what happens is Barry Allen wakes up one day and the entire DC universe is completely changed. First off, his mother is alive. Now we know in all the canon of the Flash, his mom dies very early in his age, so that was immediately different for him. But things like the Justice League aren't together anymore. There's actually a war between Wonder Woman and Aquaman over there in Europe, which is just tearing the country apart. Like, they flooded parts of Paris, and like Europe's completely gone. It's absolutely insane, and a lot of the criminals are good guys now, and it is just really interesting. So basically, Barry Allen, his job is to try to fix this, so it has to do with the Speed Force. So he has to find Reverse Flash, who is responsible for doing all of this, and that's kind of where the story goes. It has pretty good pace of where it goes, from uniting all his friends in the Justice League who don't even know who he is anymore, which is really interesting because he's got to plead the case to Batman, to Cyborg, that he knew them in his past life, but they have no idea who he is now. He still remembers the events of the other part of his life, but they're slowly fading away. So there's this sense of urgency that he's got to fix this puzzle before he forgets everything and the world just ends with this huge conflict in Europe. So that is basically a story in a nutshell. So I'm going to go into my positives of Flashpoint. So first off, I just want to go back to how different this is for the DC Universe. So it's basically like, forget everything you know about the DC Universe. This is completely different. Like I said, there's characters that die in this that, aren't coming back because this is a whole another universe. Characters we see in this behave much differently. It's just so interesting to me. The main character I want to talk about is Barry Allen, and this guy, man, you really feel for him in this story. Like, it's obviously part of the title is called Flash. Flash is in this. It's his story. He's the protagonist, and you could really just see the struggle that he's going through. He has to weigh his options of, saving the world or lasting a moment longer with his mother to just be around her because she won't be there when he gets back to the other world, kind of thing. I want to talk about the great action in this. Is just the artwork really portrays a sense of visceral combat. You got, like I said, the big battle in Europe with the Atlanteans versus the Amazons is really cool. You got a lot of these soldiers going around. It's nice to see all these heroes working together. Now this has some huge twists in this, which obviously I'm not going to talk about, but things that I didn't even expect, and I knew a bit of this storyline going forward, since basically a lot of this has to deal with the Flash on TV. There's a lot of similarities, so I didn't know a lot going in, but there were still a lot of surprises that had me, on edge of my seat. Mind you, I finished this thing in like 2 days. I could have probably finished this thing in 1 day if I wanted to. That's how good this was. I didn't want to put it down. And the ending to this thing really, really touched me on an emotional level. That doesn't really happen with much media. I mean, there's certain video games that have done that. Obviously, a couple movies have. But comics usually don't get to me. I guess it's just because it's on paper. But there is such stuff that pulled at my heartstrings in this one that I was really surprised by that. And as much as I like this, there were a couple little nitpicks I had. So some negatives I had were, first off, there were certain scenes, mind you, the artwork in this is really, really good, but I did find some of the action pieces a little bit hard to track at points, to see who was hitting who, kind of thing. So that kind of took me out of it because I'm sitting there trying to figure things out. And another thing was, there wasn't much about the villains in the story. I would have liked to see more of the background, but like I said, this is about the Flash. It really doesn't need to be about the villains, but it would have been nicer to see more character development in them. Alright, so I'm going to give Flashpoint a 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed this story, guys. I liked how there was a lot more suspense in this one. It was in a different kind of universe, so you know you can't be safe if you're a character. There was a lot of character deaths, which I thought was interesting, and just the characters were behaving in different manners. I like the whole plight of Barry Allen trying to reunite all his friends that didn't even know who he was anymore, and the conclusion was so damn good. I think if you're a DC fan, this is a must-own. You have to own this thing. So that's it for my review of Flashpoint. I want to know what you guys think. Have you read Flashpoint? Let me know in that comment section below. I'm Starraptor. Thank you for watching, and bye-bye. So, did you like the video? Then make sure you rate it a thumbs up, and if you did that, go over there, hit that Starraptor head to subscribe to my channel. Doing so will keep you up to speed on all of my latest content. Speaking of which, you can see a couple of my recent uploads down below. I'm also on social media, so what are you waiting for? Let's start nerding out.